Hello, ma'ams and sirs. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Today, I'm going to talk about this year's Backlash. Backlash 2023 took place in San Juan, Puerto Rico. However, before I get started, why don't you be a champion? Click on that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber yet. Other than that, let's let her rip. Leading off Backlash 2023 is a match for the Raw Women's Championship. The champion, Bianca Belair, defended against Damage Control's Io Sky. Io got a really good reception from the crowd, and deservedly so. And it also looked like some of the people in Puerto Rico share the same opinion as I do of Bianca Belair. They started out a little feeling out process, displaying each other's athleticism. A double stomp to the arm would give Io the advantage, and after an exchange of forearms, the champ made a comeback. She would hit a scary looking one arm. I don't know if she was going for a military one arm press like Bandito does, but and I don't know if she was supposed to drop her face first, but Io Sky definitely ate man on that one. Challenger would make a comeback and show off that she can do a kip up and get a good pop doing it. She would also get a picture perfect moonsault from the top rope to the floor. Belair would actually hit a super power bomb. This sprung out Damage Control, but as you guessed it, she overcame the interference, hit the KOD, and retained her championship. Like I said, very good match. Io proved she can hang with just about anybody. But like I said, the finish was pretty predictable. Next up is Seth freaking Rollins against the Nigerian giant, Omos. Man, dude, 7'3" is what they bill him as? Anyway, I guess he got annoyed by the whole Seth music and the whole sing along too, so he just gave Seth a big boot from behind to start the match out. Then proceeded to give Rollins a pretty good whooping. Rollins would escape Omos's clutches and started doing a little stick and move. Omos would absolutely power out at a count of one after a frog splash. He would hit the choke slam for two. Rollins made another little comeback, hit two curse stomps, but only was able to get a 2 count. Rollins would hit a third one from the top rope. Uno, dos, tres from the crowd. Rollins wins. Pretty good. It's decent. I mean, it is what you would imagine, especially if you're just going to put Seth Rollins over. He had to do everything he can to put that big boy down, and he sold pretty well for the big guy too. So, like I said, pretty good match here. Next up is a match for the United States Championship. Your champion, Austin Theory, went up against two big old hosses here, Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. A buddy of mine pointed out to me, "Hey Joe, how's it going? How ridiculous the peach fuzz beard of Austin Theory looked." And I have to agree with him. That beard's got to go. Anyway, looked like they was going to try to team up Rita Theory. Basically, was going to try to team up against Bobby Lashley, but Lashley held his own for a little bit. Then after getting tripped up by Austin Theory and getting splashed by Bronson Reed, they both took over on Bobby Lashley. This was until Bronson Reed decided, hey, I just want to beat up Austin Theory now. So after a while, Lashley made his comeback. Theory took every advantage he could, every little miscue he, took advantage of just like that. Even in the finish, Bronson Reed was going for a moonsault. Yes, big old Bronson Reed went to the top rope, did a backflip. Theory would move, landed flat on the mat. Bobby Lashley would hit a spear. Austin Theory would take Bobby Lashley, throw him out, cover Bronson Reed for the Uno Dos Tres, and still your United States Heavyweight Champion, Austin Theory. Now it's time for your SmackDown Women's Championship match. The SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley went up against New York, New York's own Zelina Vega, who is of Puerto Rican descension. Zelina, going to basically her home country, got a little choked up there. It looked like people gave her a pretty good reaction, but hey, anybody else in her shoes probably would be the same way. And Jesus, Michael Cole. Yes, this is a good time to make fun of Michael Cole. Sorry, people like him. I just never thought he was a great announcer, play-by-play guy, whatever. But I don't know who feeds him these lines. But look, Latino, Puerto Rican are not the only kids who had to feel the wrath of their mother's shoe being thrown at them. Definitely Southern boys and girls, white and black. I'm pretty sure Asian kids had to had to avoid the same things. Anyway, Rhea would get the advantage pretty quickly. She crowd started booing her when she did her Eddie Guerrero shimmy, but then again, all of a sudden, all the dudes were chanting "See, see, see" when she started doing the crotch chop, and told the crowd to suck it. So all the guys seemed to be wanting to jump over the barricade for that one. Vega got a short time to shine. She hit the 619, did her version of the Eddie Guerrero shimmy, and of course everybody liked that too. Well, all the guys and maybe some of the ladies out there. Unfortunately for her, though, her little time to shine was short-lived, as Rhea Ripley would nail a kick to the head to her, hit the riptide, and 1, 2, 3, uno, dos, tres, however you want to put it. Like I said, this is okay. Shouldn't leave out that, Vega, slowly got up, not slow enough, but it served its purpose. She got up, got a pretty good ovation from the home country crowd, so that was good for her. Like I said, seemed to be a little choked up a little bit, but I would be too. You would be too. Everybody would be if they were in her shoes. But like I said, a decent little match, predictable, but a good showing of how dominant Rhea Ripley can be. Now it's time for your San Juan street fight. Earlier in the show, there was a little backstage segment where Savio Vega gave Bad Bunny basically a Puerto Rican kendo stick, which was a kendo stick with a Puerto Rican flag on it. Looked pretty cool. But yes, this was Bad Bunny against Damian Priest. Again, if somebody says Damian Priest does not have the potential to be a main event player, let them know they're an idiot. I mean, dude's big, can work. Like I said, needs to work on those mic skills a little bit, but other than that, he's got the swag for it. Anyway, Bunny came out, got a couple shots in, hit the Michinoku driver. That's when Priest said enough of this and started having his way with Bunny until Damian got a little cocky and took a chair shot to the face. Of course, Bunny took advantage of that, used every weapon he could. Later on, Priest would kind of sucker Bunny. He acted like he was going to walk off, say, forget this. Which, like I said, he suckered him in. Bunny picked up a trash can, but wound up eating that trash can thanks to Damian Priest's big foot to the face, or foot to the can, hit him in the face. Priest took back over. They went out to the crowd. Priest would hit a Falcon Arrow on the road case onto some tables. The officials, including Adam Pearce, came out. Damian said, no, he's not finished. I'm finished with him. They took it back to ringside. Damian hit a couple kicks on him. Was going to go for a roundhouse, but wound up hitting his Bad Bunny duck, and Priest wound up hitting his ankle on the ring post. Bad Bunny again took over, started working out leg. Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio ran down. However, Rey Mysterio also came down, and to even it up a little bit, uh, Carlito came out. Carlito Colon, huge pop for him. Mysterio hit a 619. Carlito hit his backbreaker. Took it by the apple, spit it in Dominic's face. Balor and Dominic finally said enough of this, walked out, and was met with Savio Vega, Mr. TNT himself, and he got a pretty good pop. Then out came the LWO, of course, and Finn thought he escaped the wrath of the LWO and started walking back, but Savio was right there. And speaking of TNT, I guess he was having a flashback of his TNT days and laid him out with a couple of strikes and a side kick. Priest couldn't get a kick in, and actually Bad Bunny would put him in a figure four. Priest would escape that. However, a few more things happened, and Bad Bunny would hit I guess it was trying to call it the Puerto Rican Destroyer instead of the Canadian Destroyer or the Bad Bunny Destroyer. Either way, hit the Destroyer. That gave him the victory. Like I said, for what it was, street fight, something like this, that's the way it's got to be, especially if you're putting a celebrity in there. Sorry, every time I'm surprised I didn't keep doing it as I was just describing the match. I keep on wanting to do the baby talk. Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. Anyway, usually I do that around friends. But anyway, little history here. Yes, before Savio Vega came to the WWF/E as Savio Vega, he was a big star for the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico. He wrestled as TNT, some bloodbaths in that territory. I think they mentioned it earlier. It seems like Corey Graves, I don't know if somebody's feeding him lines or he actually does some studying himself. And speaking of Carlito, Carlos Colon was the father of Carlito, of course, and he was like the Hulk Hogan down there. And his finisher was the figure four, so I don't get why they, sit there and say, hey, speaking of Puerto Rican legends and Carlito, here's, the figure four being applied by Bad Bunny, which was a finisher for Carlos Colon. But, like I said, I don't know who feeds Michael Cole the lines or anything like that, but sometimes they need to do their homework too sometimes. But heat of the moment, I guess, sometimes you just forget. 6-man tag action was next on the card. Solo Sikoa and the Usos, the Bloodline, going up against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle. Jay and Sami, they always seem to start these matches off. Sami kind of got the better of that, tagging at Jimmy. Jimmy didn't fare too well because, after Sami tagged in KO kind of got the better upper hand on that one, and all three of the guys kind of, put a licking on Jimmy. Solo would tag himself in and quickly takes control, kind of feeding into that, Samoan Enforcer tagline he's got. And like I said, they will put the heat on Sami Zayn. But later on, the Tornado DDT gave Sami the opportunity to tag in Matt Riddle. Riddle came in with kicks and knees and did a senton from the outside on the Bloodline. He was trying to hop back in the ring, but ate a super kick by Jimmy. From there on, it was, false finishes. Everybody got their stuff in. Then, toward the end, they started telling a little story. Jay had Sami Zayn down, screaming at him, saying, hey, it's all your fault. My family's been torn apart. And it looked like he was trying to maybe probably do like a corner shot they always do, a hip shot. Uh, he started, chanting "Uso" and try and get the crowd involved in it. Solo would tag himself in it, and I guess he was about to go for it. Then Jay, let's say, uh, stiffenly tagged himself back in, and they had a little bit of words. Of course, Sammy would take advantage of that. Again, some more, people getting the shit in. Uh, Riddle made his way back in. He would hit the Bo Derek on Jay, but before he was able to really grasp on Jay to hit the move, Solo blind tapped himself back in, hit the Samoan spike on Matt Riddle, and pinned him uno dos tres. And seemed that, like I said, a little more tension. And I forgot there was like even one part of the match where Solo came in and nailed Kevin Owens with a Samoan spike as well. Then grabbed Jay, and that's not a good look, guys. Come on, we're a team here. We're all they're all brothers. But yeah, hey, sometimes brothers fight. But like I said, towards the end, a little bit better story. Seems like the fan kind of toned it down here, took a break, I guess. They're wasn't as vocal as they have been or usually are during the Bloodline versus Sammy and Kevin, and now Matt Riddle's back. But like I said, it was still a good match. Just fans weren't feeling it at this point. Now it was main event time. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, went up against Brock Lesnar, and Cody didn't wait for the bell. He just suicide dive on Brock Lesnar and start unloading like I said, for the bell ring. Cody went for 3 disaster kicks, and Brock answered with a German suplex after he caught him attempted a third one. But Cody fought back for a little bit, attempted a diving cross body block. Brock caught him. He hit the Scott Hall shit slam. From there on, it was all kicks, strikes, and suplexes. Brock would charge after him. Cody sidestepped him, causing Brock to go headfirst in the exposed turnbuckle and busting him open. Bleeding pretty good. Did a good job of I have to watch that again because the camera did keep focused on him, but I don't know if that was he did pretty. I know he put his hand up there, but didn't see any of that. Just kind of, I guess he poked himself good enough right there to where a lot of blood came out. Obviously, probably ate a mushroom, double, triple mushroom pizza and some aspirins. But yeah, Brock was bleeding pretty good. Cody would hit 2 crossroads only to get a 2 count. Brock would answer back with an F5 for a 2 count. Brock was able to lock in the Kimura lock. However, Cody shifted his weight, folded Brock up for a surprising uno dos tres, giving Cody Rhodes the victory, and just jumped out of the ring, high-fived the crowd, and went to the back. So obviously Cody wasn't drunk for this pay-per-view. Or he was just temporarily drunk till Brock suplexed him. Anyway, apparently after the match, Brock got up, got a pretty good ovation from the crowd. Seemed like it was, I don't want to say 50-50, but you definitely hear the suplex city chants for Brock Lesnar. But crowd was still pretty into it. Of course, you're not going to see Brock Lesnar in a long match these days, but it served its purpose. It's the right call. Hey, when Corey Graves said, "Hey, now it's time to step it on up." He's back in the driver's seat now, trying to finish this story. So like I said, Cody needed this win, and he got it. So now onward, onward to the top he goes. I believe he's going to be in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, so that'll be interesting how that turns out. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was a pretty good, pay per view, premium content, whatever they want to call it these days. Uh, on paper, it looked like basically a glorified Raw or SmackDown. So, saying that, I'll say it's a glorified SmackDown or Raw with a little bit of steroids to it. Uh, all these people, they brought in their A game, and not sure who produced all the matches, but I think all the producers did pretty well. And of course, you have the best producers in the world, but you gotta have the talent to pull it off. And everybody got their stuff in. Did a real good job. Anyway, that does it for Backlash 2023 recap. Hope you enjoyed it. And like I said before, sorry this week about the lack of videos, except for the Tuesday wrestling trivia. This week I'll do better. trying to use some different programs here to improve my videos, sound quality, and the flow of the videos, of course, and also sound. And sometimes it's just hard to do that with bad internet too. And like today, I'm in my home amateur studio. Next week, of course, I'll be back on the road in the amateur on the road studio, which hotel room desk. That's it. But I'll try to do better this week, and hopefully I can get this thing figured out to so I can have bring you people who's been watching it good quality and improve. Gotta keep improving in anything you do. Other than that, you folks have a good one and take it easy.
We here at RP Tube Vision would like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also check out friends of the show Ecolife and Natural for home-crafted candles, hand cloth, and other home and personal goods. Look them up on Facebook. Link will be available below the video. That is Ecolife and Natural.